Hey everybody, just before this video starts, I just wanted to say to you guys, Happy New Year and Happy Christmas. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. I hope you all had a very festive time filled with much drink and merriment. And I just wanted to give a thank you to everybody who came by, watches the YouTube videos and, subscribe to the channel and stuff like that and came over to the Twitch channel. Super cool. You guys come over and hang out there all the time now. So yeah, I just wanted to say I appreciate the support on all the videos. It's been super cool. I never expected the YouTube channel to kind of do as well as it has been doing. But today, the video I have for you guys. So myself and my community, we kind of crowdfunded the 2 new keys for the lab. So we got the arsenal key and we got the storage key. So for those of you that don't know, there is a room in the lab called the arsenal, and there is 2 locked doors. One door is the security outpost. We don't have the key for that room, but apparently the loot in there isn't really that great anyway. And then there's the other room, which is the gold mine, which is the arsenal. You go into the arsenal, there's a cage in the background that you can open up as well. And inside in this cage, there can be like bitcoins, lion statues, like everything that falls under that category can spawn in there. And in multiples. I had one run tonight where I got 2 bitcoins in one run, along with like rollers, vases, whatever you want to call them, Eli badges, just tons of stuff. Like the most insane loot, like way better than Shoreline ever, I think. I don't think I've ever made as much money from Shoreline. It's close. It's really close, but I think Lab wins out. But those 2 keys are really awesome. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the loot that I got from 10 runs. Okay, so it was, the idea behind it was supposed to be 9 or 10 survived raids worth of loot. So I did 9 survived raids worth of loot, and then I kept dying over and over again, but I ended up gammaing a bunch of stuff. So it's kind of 10 raids, give or take. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less. So I kind of bitched out in the last run because I had to end the stream and go eat something because I was starving. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video and you get to see how much money I made in the 10 runs. It took place over about 6-7 hours. Your results may vary. If you've got the same keys, you stand to make the same amount of money. Just gamma all the good stuff, and then, if you die, you die. If you're going in with pistols, you'll be fine. But at the end, towards the end, I kind of give some advice and what I've kind of been doing to like succeed in lab a little bit more, as I'm kind of still learning the map. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you guys have a great new year. And yeah, wish you guys all the best for 2019. I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy. Peace. All right. So we started today with like 3 mil. So we're now down to 2k. So we basically did 10 raids. We didn't survive all 10 of the raids, but like we've done enough raids and gammed enough shit to where you'd know how much you'd make if you got out with all of the loot every time. So I think what we'll start with is all of the stuff that we can maybe sell to Therapist first. Or actually, you know what we'll do? No, we'll go through all the guns first. So we got this item case full of AK-104s. I'm just going to line up all the rotor suppressors, scopes, and these all side by side. I'll leave them on their Cobra mounts. That's fine. All right, so let's put that there, put that there. We actually got so many of these. Jesus Christ. All right, put that there, put that there. Don't know why I rotated that. There. Okay. So this is actually probably more than 10 runs worth of loot. Considering like every time we got in there, we always gammed something generally before we died. So there is, God, how many rifles even is this? That one's bugged. We got some hexagon suppressors in here too. More of those. Back in here to unbug this. Grab this AK-105 and put it up here. So I'm going to take all of this cash, put it in here. This is what we started with. So then we'll know afterwards exactly how much we had. All right. So let's go to mechanic. We're just going to sell these guns. Like, yeah, I know we could strip them down further and, sell the different parts to different traders to make a little bit more money, but it's not going to make that much of a difference. So in just rifles out of the first case, we've made 350k. So there's 350. We're going to go to skier and sell all the rest of these attachments to skier because these are worth the bulk. The bulk. So that's another 230k. I'm actually going to have to unmount all of these because you can't sell these to skier otherwise. I forgot he doesn't let you do that. But mechanic will. You can sell all this kind of stuff to mechanic even though it's mounted on Cobras or other rails for like, you know, your lasers and your flashlights, kind of similar to what we got here. That 2.5 inch rail there. Ooh. Right. Let's take that off there. Take that off there. Take that off there. All right. Sell this. So that's another 160k. Wait, was there something else here I could sell too? Did I miss something? I did. One flashlight. I'm gonna sell the rest of these mounts to skier then. Or to mechanic, sorry. It's not really worth anything, but like we might as well. All right, so that was the first items case worth of guns sold. I did get a bunch of armor here, and I did use some of the armor that we got. In fact, I'm not going to include the ULAC or anything in the price check because, I mean, I'm going to use that gear anyway, so there's no point in selling it. It would be a waste. So what we'll do is we will get this items case, and we'll dump a bunch more guns in here. I'm actually just going to kick the mag out of this just to save some space. So we'll do that. And yes, all these guns were picked up off Scav Raiders. They can have Glocks and all that other good jazz. Which you can keep if you want. I mean, Glocks are definitely a viable weapon when it comes to the lab. Like with the... That's one thing I was told today, that PSOs one-tap people. At least one-tap the Scav Raiders. Which is pretty nice. So... Nobody's using the PST GZHs anymore on lab. It's all PSOs just because they one-tap the Scav Raiders because they have that flat 60 flesh damage. Alright. A lot of MP5s. Crazy amount of MP5s. A couple of suppressors as well. I'm just going to do the same thing we did here last time. Strip this down. Take the scope off the mount this time instead. Take the flashlight off the mount as well. As for the M4s, these can all just be sold. I am going to take the 60 rounder out of this and hold on to that though. It's just kind of a waste to sell those 60 rounders like that. Okay, none of these need to be stripped down anymore. All right, let's sell the guns to mechanic and see how much we get out of this. Right. There we go. So that's 450k worth of guns just there in that batch. And sell these. It's another 100k, and then we'll sell this mount to mechanic. I don't know why I took this off the gun. It's not going to be worth anything. I think they're worth like 500 each or something. Yeah, 600 rubles each. Okay, so that was the bulk of the rifles, I think. I'm pretty sure that was all the guns actually sold. So I'm going to move this down here. Oh, wait, no, we have another weapons case full of guns here. Our items case full of guns. Oh, my God. I forgot how many of these we got, man. Jesus Christ. Need some Ospreys. So yeah, for those of you wondering, this is loot from 10 survived runs from the new map, the lab. We bought the key yesterday, the armory key and the armory storage key. So we could get into these rooms to test out what it's like for money making. I was told that apparently it was nerfed. It used to be better than what it was before I got my hands on the key, but I mean, as you can see, the loot out of there is still pretty good if you happen to survive every single raid that you do. If you can get that lucky or be that patient with it. I was meant to take this suppressor off here. Let's do that instead. No, I'm not going to sell that. Then all of these are attachments. I'll sell these 2 guns to mechanic. So that's another 350k. And before you say it, I know I can sell the Reaper on the flea market and that red hexagon rail for like a little bit more money, but it's fine. So there's another 400k. Let's sell this to mechanic as well. It's on a rail mount. I didn't bother taking it off. It's only 3k anyway. All right, so already we're up to, what is this? 2 mil, 2.1 mil, just after selling the guns. So that was just the guns. Now, this is where the bulk of the money comes in, I think. I'm pretty sure this is where the bulk of the money comes in. So we got a bunch of roosters. We got a bunch of vases. couple of teapots. There's a lion statue, ton of cat statues. Ended up getting about 5 of these. These Sheriff Eli badges, these are all worth like 50k each, 60k each or something like that. The ophthalmoscopes are about 80k each. The bitcoins we're going to sell on the flea market, and the rollers we're just going to vendor to Therapist. And the gold chain, I'm just going to keep the gold chain. We only got one anyway, so we might as well just hold on to it. It's not going to break the bank whether we sell that or not anyway. They're only worth about 50k, I think, on the flea market. We also got this key here, which is worth about 100k. I forgot to sell that suppressor as well. A couple of other things here too. I'll just throw them in here. This is worth another 100k or so as well. This is also worth 100k. A couple of more ophthalmoscopes. Another vase as well. Got a couple of attachments here I forgot to sell. It's fine anyway. We can throw them all into the total price check here in a second. Another red hex rail. This. A couple of magazines and things. We won't bother with these. They're fine. And you know what? I think I'm just going to go to Therapist right now and just dump all of this other stuff here. So these are all the stims and morphines we ended up picking up. I could have grabbed more if I hit the lab room for more of the stims, but we still ended up making, what's that, 280k altogether from those stims. I'm also going to quickly sell all of these attachments down here, just these random attachments and stuff. Just get those out of there. All right. Down here, sell this. Just sell the mags, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is all picked up from the lab anyway. A bunch of ammo here as well. I wasn't really too fussed about picking up that much ammo, but so this is going to be the bulk of all of the, what do you call it? The valuable items. So let's put the lion statue here. We got a clock statue as well. I'm going to keep the bitcoins down here because I am going to sell the bitcoins on the flea market, because it would be kind of criminal to just vendor them because they're not worth anywhere near what they're worth on the flea market. So as you see, it's 5 rollers and 6 bitcoins. Bitcoin spawns in that room, pretty common. Definitely pretty common. In some of these runs, I didn't even get to the room, so I'll put that there, and then we'll just throw the rest of the stuff down here. We can jump down and sell it afterwards. All right. Let's go to Therapist. And we're going to sell all of the Eli badges, all the ophthalmoscopes, all of these, all the vases, the teapots, the lion statue, the cat statues, and the rollers. This, another lion statue, another teapot. I'm going to go down here, sell the ophthalmoscope, the golden star. And I think that's everything. So that's 2 mil. That's 1.9 mil right there for that. So there's another 1.9 mil in the bag. I'm going to grab these and just put them up at the top. And we're going to go back to Skier, sell the remainder of some of the shit that's left over real quick. So there goes that. Go to Mechanic and sell the rest of this stuff. And get rid of all of this stuff too. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and sell these 3 things on the flea market, and then I'll cut back and show you guys exactly how much we made at the end. It's a pretty good haul. It's a lot more. It's actually kind of a little bit more than I thought it would be. So, all right, I'm going to go sell this stuff and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. We've sold the bitcoins and all the other little bits and bobs on the flea market that were worth selling. So we ended up making 5.41 mil. So we started with 3 today. Some of those runs were fairly cheap. We were using like an APB. Some of them we were using TTs. For the majority of the runs, we were using an MP5, like a fully decked out MP5. Like an Osprey suppressor, that new grip that Skier has that makes your guns look like a light machine gun, with the side grip or whatever. And also primarily using this little optic right here, the new one from level 3 piece or level 3 Purport. This Valde 1P87 hollow sight, in my opinion, is one of the new best reticles in the game. I'm going to use this on every gun I use, man. This holographic is super nice. If you haven't used it yet, I suggest you try it out. And it's quite cheap as well, 21k. A really nice little hollow. So that was my haul. I'm only just like learning how to properly kind of survive this raid, every fucking 1 in 3 raids I get to live or whatever. You probably could stand to make a lot more if you hit the manager's room, the manager's office in the middle. If you can hit that and survive it. Every time I got into that room tonight, somebody had pushed the button. When you hear the alarm going off when you get into the manager's room, basically forget about the gear that you have on you. Gamma, whatever you can grab off the tables, you're gonna die in that room. If somebody hits that button when you're in that room, you're dead. Like 9 times out of 10, you're dead. Unless you can get out of there quickly enough and jump out off to the side and get down to the lower level and get to cover. So you're dead. Like, you ain't getting out of that room alive. Especially if you're just putting the key in the doors, you hear the alarm going off, you're 100% dead. Well, about 90% dead. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get killed just by scav raiders shooting you through the windows. Other little tip as well. PST GZHs are not the ammo that you want to be using on this map for the scav raiders. You want to be using PSOs because they have minimum 60 like flat damage to them. So you will one tap them in the head. 1 bullet from an MP5, from a P226, whatever, like Glock, anything like that. Also the TT using LRNPC rounds will one tap scav raiders as well. I got a really nice clip earlier of me like tapping 3 of them back to back to back with LRNPC rounds. I died afterwards, but it was a cool clip anyway. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? The keys that I was using. So I was using the Arsenal key, obviously, and then I was using the Arsenal storage key. So the Arsenal key spawns on Shoreline in the basement of the West Wing. There is the little gym down there. There's a table in the center of the room. There's a laptop on the table. To the left of that laptop is where the Arsenal key spawns. The storage key spawns in... Apparently, it can spawn in like the back of a truck on woods, but nobody knows how to get the key for it. So the only way people have gotten in there is to glitch into it. It does also spawn on scavs. So I ended up paying 20 million rubles for the Arsenal key, and then I ended up spending 25 million rubles on the storage key. The storage key is what you really need. The Arsenal itself is okay. You get tons of MP5s. You can get an M4 on occasion. The storage key is where all the bitcoins are, the vases, all of the other rare items. It is... You're looking at spending a lot of money on these keys to have it be effective. So it's going to take me like a couple of days to make my money back, obviously. But if you have shit tons of money on EFT, you want to make a shit ton more money, and you're good at lab, buy those 2 keys. You'll make it back a lot quicker than I will. You probably make it back in 2 days. It'll probably take me a week to make this kind of money back, but like, I mean, when I play lab, I'm kind of running around like a muppet anyway. You know how it is. But yeah, that is the summary of my 10 survived raids. It's probably a little bit over. I ended up surviving 9 raids, and then the 10th raid was kind of an accumulation of everything that I stuffed into my gamma before I died. So it's probably a little bit over what you'd make. It could be a little bit under what you'd make. I don't know, because obviously the gun prices do add up if you're getting out with the guns all the time. Those guns do not... They don't go for cheap. Those guns are definitely worth a decent chunk of money, but all the valuables that you get out of the storage room that you can fit in your gamma is likely going to be the biggest chunk of your money. Like you saw there, everything we sold ended up being close to 2 million in value just out of the stray valuables that we got out of the storage room. And only one of these runs that I did actually consisted of me going into the manager's room and grabbing stuff out of there. And I think I got a Bitcoin and a roller and something else. I can't remember if I even got the last thing into my gamma, but I got the Bitcoin and the roller in there. So yeah. Lab, 10 out of 10 for making cash if you can live. If you can't, though, you're going to lose a lot more money than you can make. If you can survive multiple raids in a row on lab, you're going to stand to make a shit ton of money. If you want to avoid the raiders, try and hit these rooms. Every raid I went into, I was always trying to kill the raiders to make a little bit of extra money. If I avoided them, I would have lived a lot more, but I also would have made a lot less money. The raiders are definitely worth killing, not only for their Gen 4 armor, but their guns. And the grenades. Obviously, the grenades end up being worth a lot of money as well. I sold a bunch of grenades earlier as well. I got about 100k worth of grenades. What else was I going to say there? The raiders. If you hear the alarm go off, the best thing that I found to do is to sit in the room that you're in. Don't leave the room. Shoot the door a couple of times. They'll all funnel over to the door. You'll stand to make tons of money if you just let them funnel to you. If you try to run out into the hallway and try to fight them head on, you're likely gonna die. You need to wait for them to come to you. You need to be super patient with them. Like, the main thing I've learned today is if you are not patient on this map, you're gonna die. yeah, if you're not patient, you're gonna die. And you have to be so careful with like what moments you take to move. And if you hear one of them outside the room, don't think you're gonna run out and get away. Like, it's not gonna happen. That happened to me a bunch of times there. I was like, it sounds like he's all the way over there. You're gonna run out that door and get two tapped. Like, you're screwed. You really need to play so slowly and cautiously on this map. But other than that, you know, if you play the map slowly, you get these two keys or whatever, or you just get the manager's office key and you just run in there, you want to gamma run it or whatever, like, you still stand to make a ton of money. You'll make a lot of money a lot faster than I do if you gamma run for the, or hatchet run for the manager's office, because that room spawns ridiculous loot. As for the weapon testing room, I did grab, I want to say, like, maybe 2 M4s and 2 MP5s worth of stuff out of that room as well. It wasn't a whole lot. Most times I got there, I just spawned there and I just went for it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, also the meds. Yeah, you can make tons of money off the meds you collect out of there. You saw earlier, like, I picked up a couple of stims that were spawning. I made 200k off those over the course of the night. I wasn't even really focusing on picking them up, so they do add up over time. Slush is also telling me that elevators are death. Yeah, if you end up trying to take cover from a raider scav and you jump into like the elevator, say on the hallway where the lab block 2 is or whatever it's called, they'll push you in there. They'll push you in there. Oh yeah, the glass elevators. So some of the extracts where you have to hit the button up top and then the door opens up, there's glass elevators on either side of those. Don't stand there ever. I've been shot through walls there. I've also been shot through the tiniest little gaps up and down the stairs. So you don't want to, you don't ever think that you're safe standing on those elevator corners, because they'll shoot you through them absolutely no problems. So yeah, number 1 tip, be very patient. Number 2, quite close behind it, generally don't enter a room that there isn't another way out of. If you get boxed in, they're going to grenade you, all that other kind of stuff, or they're just going to push you together and kill you. But yeah, that's all the money I made today. I'll probably end up making another one of these when I get a bit better at the map and I can survive a little bit more consistently. We'll be able to make some more of these style of videos. I was thinking about doing these like 10 survived raids from like Interchange or 10 survived raids from Customs or whatever. But right now, honestly, the only place worth like doing this is Lab, because on Shoreline it's going to be a video of me running to Shoreline 10 times and being uncontested because nobody's playing it anymore, because the money on Lab is so much better for the time being. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, leave a like if y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Good luck in the lab. Peace.